So we'll do that.
We are going to have fun today. We had 2 good games yesterday. You promised it would be wall-to-wall coverage, and it was great volleyball. Went 4 games. These are the best 2 teams in the conference right now.
Yeah, I think that's right. But we had 4 really, really talented volleyball teams. We really had great parity up and down the league this year. And the 6 teams that made it into the tournament, I think any of the teams could have won. You come into the semis and the finals with your 4 top teams, though, and they had been there all year, and you're kind of even watching the standings. There were some tiebreakers and some other things. So I think today we're looking at 2 really strong teams, and this thing could go all the way to the wire.
Thanks. It's a 3-hour game. That's good. Thanks very much. Talk a little bit overall, a great fall season for the conference.
Yeah, it has been, and it's one of those things where I think myself, all the administrators, everyone else, we're pretty tired. We played a lot of our fall sports last year in the spring, and so I think we've seen a little bit of that with coaches, with players, but I also think we've seen as much parity this fall as we have in a while, and that makes it a lot of fun. We have different champions all over the place. The teams I'm seeing today were none of the teams that I saw yesterday in our 2 soccer finals. And then we've got 2 different football teams that'll play for a championship next week. And as a commissioner, that's kind of what you like to see, is just different teams in different places winning. And it's been a really fun fall.
Championship soccer yesterday. Congratulations to Hanover, and penalty kicks. And if you don't know what that means, just watch it. It is a long game, but boy, great championships and really great crowds as well, not only here yesterday, but everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of excitement around the league and lots of big crowds. Again, as you say, not only here, but yesterday. And I think part of that is the crowds can come back. Our schools, most of them still have a mass mandate on campus, but that doesn't keep us from having fun and cheering for our teams. And last night in soccer, well, we had 2, one the men's during the day and then the women's at night. Both of them went to penalty kicks. It's so exciting to watch on the one hand. On the other hand, as a commissioner, you really hurt for those goalies that end up in the end. One more goal gets past each of them than their counterpart, and it crushes you to watch, especially because yesterday had really 4 great soccer goalies that were playing, and it was a fun day.
Talk about the relationship with IndianaSRN, now with the HCAC.TV. That's just going to blow this up, because I know our partnership's going to continue to grow.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you all. I appreciate you and Jerry and the things that you've done for the HCAC. I think it really elevates our conference, but it also just the level of broadcast quality that you're giving is great. And it's really neat for me to see us transition. We have had football all year, obviously, and that's been wonderful. But to come out, see a couple of schools here today that neither one have a football team. So that's really awesome to me to say, all right, we've now featured all 10 of our schools on IndianaSRN. I'm really happy with the relationship, really proud of it, and thank you so much.
And if you are a corporate guy out there that's looking to spend some money, this is the guy you want to talk to. Send an email to Jay and his whole entire office, because we're looking for corporate sponsorships. We're not hiding that.
Yeah, and I think what folks have to realize, there's a conference office is a funny thing. There's not an affinity. You didn't graduate from a conference office. You didn't do those kind of things. So you're really looking for how can your corporate dollars go a long way. In this case, you've got 10 universities, and I guarantee you there's people from all 10 schools today watching, checking out this championship. And so, yeah, love to have those conversations. But for me, it's about especially in Division III, how do we serve the students? How do we make sure that we're giving them the experience that they deserve? And part of that comes through corporate support and others, and support from folks like you at IndianaSRN.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you at the end of the game, because we got trophy presentation.
Yeah, I think that's what my kids think I do, actually, just hand out trophies. But that is actually the really fun part of the job, so I look forward to it.
And I got one for the Broadcaster of the Year, and I dropped it. We're taking a look at Earlham College, a little bit more about Earlham. We'll be back after this.
Well, I knew I wanted to go to a smaller school because my high school was a small high school, and I really valued Good connections with teachers where you can get the help that you need, and I didn't want to be overwhelmed in a class setting. My name's Eloise. I'm from Chicago. I went to North Shore Country Day School, and then I took a gap year, so then I'll be going to Earlham this fall. I honestly didn't expect to be in the Midwest or to be in Earlham, but it ended up being the right choice for me when it came down to it. The big event that sold me pretty much on Earlham was meeting the professors and getting to talk with them, and realizing that because I'm really interested in animal behavior, animal research, and things like that, and for me it was always hard to make sure that that was something I would be able to find in college, but I was able to talk to professors who had the same interests as me, and I knew I would be able to pursue a lot of my interests here and do research projects with professors who are passionate about the same things. I think just generally one of the other things that stuck out to me was the community that Earlham has, and I'd gotten a bit of an insight on that just because my English teacher in high school is an alum of Earlham, and so she was able to tell me about what kind of community it is, and how even returning years later, her professor recognized her, and they immediately were able to reconnect again. And just being able to have those close connections with professors like I did with my English teacher, where it's not much of a hierarchy, and you can have that conversation, those discussions, and you can talk to them a bit as friends, but also get advice from them, help them guide you in your life and everything. And I think it's really cool just being able to call professors by their first names, and how there's no hierarchy there. I think that's really interesting to create kind of a utopia almost of a great supporting community to live in.
Back at Earlham College in Richmond, Indiana. Now joining us, the athletic directors of athletics at Earlham College. It's Adam Hutchinson. And first of all, great hosts. I mean, from top to bottom, the parking's excellent. The food's really good, because I can't get Jared out of the pizza place, but great hospitality. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for the compliments. We have a great staff who've been working really hard at making this a first-rate experience.
Talk a little bit about the fall sports, because you're doing really, really well with the cross-country team and now the volleyball team. It's been a pretty good fall season.
Yeah, we've had an excellent fall. Cross-country won their championship. Field hockey hosted first round. And obviously volleyball continues to host, and they're in the championship game. So it's I think it's a culmination of a lot of years' work. The iceberg was built under the water, and now it's breaking the surface.
I like that analogy. That's very good. Talk a little bit about your stay, because you just started July 1st. You come into a situation, man, people just rallied with you, and you've done a great job.
Thank you. That's kind of you to say. But it's an excellent team. It's an excellent staff, and we're a part of student life. An excellent department. There's support, and not just support for me, but department members are supportive of each other. So it's not surprising to me that we're having the success when I see how our department operates.
Talk a little bit about HCAC.TV at IndianaSRN and your partnership. How do you like it as the director of athletics? Is it doing what we intended to do by promoting these athletes?
Absolutely. It's very easy for Division III athletes to kind of fly under the radar, because in the past there hasn't been broadcast coverage. But your coverage of our sports has given the world an opportunity to see the quality of competitors that we have at this level. I'm looking forward to a great game today.
And the athletes, they love the game. They just love the game. That's why they're playing. They're not on scholarships to play athletics here. They're here because they love the game. And with our coverage, I think that's not only helping you, but it helps us bring that coverage to those kids. And we're looking forward to basketball season, to be honest with you, because your basketball league is, from top to bottom, pretty good as well.
Agreed. Our men opened up the other night. Our women open up tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing them play. And, you know, one of the things I've enjoyed since I've been here is specifically our Earlham athletes are 100% invested in their education, 100% invested in their athletic experience, and they pursue both without sacrificing either.
So here's a 30-second plug that you can do. What makes a Quaker so special, and what makes this place so special? Because you got a grin on your face, so you love it.
So I was drawn here because Earlham explicitly states that the Earlham education is intended to make the world a better place. And that is very much in alignment with my own objectives and my purposes, and I think it's what makes the place special. I think our student athletes are searching through the course of their studies for how to contribute and make the future brighter.
We thank you very much for your hospitality. We thank you so much for all you've done for us. We'll see you during basketball season, I'm sure. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Let's take a look at Transy now.
Transylvania is a home away from home. You really do form a community when you arrive here on campus, almost from the first day, honestly.
It's really cool that you can walk across campus on any day and run into faculty or your friends. And I think that really just binds us as a community.
I always thought I wanted to go to a big school, but as soon as I came, I realized the importance of having a personalized education.
I quickly realized how much of a relationship with the professor all the students had, and I could tell that they could just go to the professor for anything they needed, and I really liked that.
You're not a number in a crowd. You really have a personalized experience here, and also when you leave Transy, you're the best in your field.
At Transylvania, you get so many opportunities. You are going to be able to explore your passion in science. You're going to be able to be a part of a play, and you're going to do it in a really exciting community.
It has been one place where I've never stopped working. I've never stopped going between places and having things to do. Sometimes I find myself overcommitted, but I think that's a tribute to how many opportunities there are at Transy.
Being in Lexington specifically is amazing, and having so many opportunities to reach out from Transy's bubble into the Lexington community is something that I wouldn't have gotten at another institution.
My job is so rewarding. I have students that come into my office and I really feel like I can make a difference.
They become creative, they become intellectually nimble, good at dealing with lots of situations.
If I had to describe my Transy experience in one word, it would definitely be personal.
Stimulating, well-rounded.
Worth it.
Location, location, location.
Transformational.
Life-changing.
Championship Sunday in the HCAC. The Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference Volleyball Championship game here on the campus of Earlham College. The number 1 seed Quakers set to host the Pioneers of Transylvania on this Championship Sunday, coming to you right here on IndianaSRN, along with the coach, Keith Myers. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Pleasure to be here as the number 1 seed and the number 3 seed square off. How did these two teams get here? We'll first start with the Quakers of Earlham. They got the joy of being the only team to get the bye, so they didn't have to play earlier this week on Wednesday. And then they ended up facing off with Hanover on Saturday. They won that 3-1 over the Panthers. And now they're in this championship game against Transylvania, the 3 seed, who had to play in the first round of this tournament, Coach. Right. They defeated Manchester in straight sets 3-0, and also defeated Mount St. Joseph, the 2 seed, 3-1 to get to this championship game, which Transylvania is very familiar with making it to the championship game. They have won the last 2, trying to make it 3 in a row.
Yeah, they should be tired, right? They should you want to play. Just hit. No, they're not going to give that trophy away. Come on. Yeah, both teams really good. Both coaches are primed for this. When we talked to them earlier this morning, all they gave is their lineup to me, a nod, and said, I'll talk to you later. They are focused. Their kids are focused. Down on the floor, I feel like I was playing dodgeball a little bit because the ball's coming to you. But, man, these kids are prime, and this is what they are playing for a conference championship.
And when the last time these two teams met, it was not too long ago, just a little over a month, back in the first week of October. And Earlham took down Transylvania in straight sets, beat them 3-0. And the number 1 seed Quakers, under their head coach Lauren Horton, are trying to win the HCAC for the first time in a long time, currently riding an 8-game win streak, all thanks to a sophomore who leads the team in kills, that being Mariah Young. But there is so many, and that goes for every single team that you'll see. There are so many players that you have to watch out for. When you're playing at the college level, it's not just one girl that you have to look for to try and stop. It's going to be numerous girls, and for both these teams, they have girls that have over 200 kills, 3 or 4 players over that mark. And so for Transylvania, trying to take care of a girl like Mariah Young, as you see the starting lineup for the Quakers of Earlham College, the number 1 seed, how exactly could you see this game playing out, Coach? How could Transylvania take care of these heavy hitters?
Well, I don't think it'd be a 3-0 game today. I think this game could go as many as 5, but I'll reach out to say, unless both teams play, one team that plays exceptionally well, this game will definitely go 4. Because if you look at the standings, Earlham only won this conference or top seed by a half game. Everybody else, I mean, from first to fourth was only a game, which is huge, which tells you the balance of this conference. But as you mentioned, the young girl, very, very talented. But I tell you what, the talent that's around her is very good. She makes them better, and that's why they are very, very good.
Overall, the Quakers have only lost 5 games this year. They're 20-5 overall. They've won. Their record in the conference is 8-1. Their lone loss being a 3-2 downing from Hanover. And for Transylvania, we mentioned, so familiar with being in this championship game. This is their 4th straight HCAC championship game appearance. They've won the last 2, and now trying to take care of Earlham, the number 1 seed. With some experience, maybe that Transylvania can make it 3 in a row.
Yeah, you look at their lineup, all of them from top to bottom, very, very good, very well balanced. They play well at the net. They'll attack very, very well, and they want to put the ball, keep the ball in play, and they think that their hitters are very strong and very heavy hitters.
You saw Kate Shepard there in that starting lineup. She is wearing number 1. She leads the team in kills, and just a freshman from Crestview Hills, Kentucky. There's Transylvania. They'll be wearing the all-black, the designated away team. And for Earlham, the number 1 seed, they'll be wearing the white jerseys on their home court, trying to take down this Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference Volleyball Championship. And it's all coming to you right here on IndianaSRN. It's a pleasure to be here alongside the coach. Championship Sunday, and we are getting closer to the first hit on the court. Right now, fans still filing in as we're getting closer to the national anthem and closer to tip here from Earlham College, the HCAC Volleyball Championship on HCAC.tv.
What's the number 1 misconception you think about Freemasonry?
Well, I think most people just think of Freemasonry as some kind of secret society, and you go with some of the rumors out there and so on, and they really don't understand who we are. They don't understand that we are a fraternity of brothers first, and our obligation is to take care of each other and our widows and orphans, etc., within our group. They don't understand what the fraternity part of Freemasonry really is. And that's the misconception that's out there. I think first and foremost of anyone that wants to join Freemasonry, I'd like them to know that it's really not a secret society. You may say it's a society with a secret because we have some handshakes and some passwords that you could easily find down in a library if you get the right book. Freemasonry is more, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, it's a way of sharing common thoughts and everything with people of all different vocations that really understand of getting together on the level. Whether you're a judge or a police officer or a janitor, you're all on the same level when you're in a Masonic lodge room. And I think that's one of the greatest things, that you can sit with people of all vocations, but you have that certain thing in common, that you're all brothers.
Back here at Earlham College, home of the Quakers, the number 1 seed for the moment. Getting a look at the Transylvania starting lineup here. It is the 7 best girls put out there by head coach Amy Barmore, who is in her 7th year coaching the Pioneers. This year, an overall record of 22-12, 9-2 in conference play. So between these two clubs, a combined record of 17-3 when they face off against conference opponents.
Not bad at all, is it? I take that anytime. You look at the school, the conference, how it ended. Earlham at 8-1, Mount St. Joseph at 8-1, Transylvania at 7-2, Hanover at 7-2. Good, it drops a little bit. Anderson at 4-5, Franklin at 3-6, Manchester at 3-6, Rose-Hulman at 2-7, Bluffton at 2-7, and Defiance at 1-8. But I will tell you, both coaches will tell you, from top to bottom, very well balanced, very well played. And I think the athletic director at Earlham said it right. These kids come to because they want an education and they love to play sports, because these kids aren't getting scholarships. They didn't get your scholarship like you did at Ball State. They earned the right to play here. So kind of fun. And boy, what a crowd we have in Indiana, right? All right. But you understand that there's no scholarships here. These kids are here because they want to play basketball. Look at the crowd. The baseball team went down and talked to him and said, hey, you're going to be on camera a couple times. Hey, we'll give you a show. There they are.
The starting lineup there for Earlham, including Giselle Mora, who had a great game in their victory over Hanover just yesterday. The coach was here along with Jimmy Cook. The whole starting lineup there. Again, for Transylvania, something else to mention, this is their 4th straight championship game appearance, and they're aiming to go back to the NCAA tournament for the 2nd straight year. And with an odd year last year with sports, it's good to finally see that a tournament like this can be complete. It can be played like it normally is, and on a Sunday that's usually filled with plenty of sports to watch on TV. We have a championship Sunday here of our own in Richmond, Indiana, between the Pioneers and the Quakers.
And I like how the conference play. If you win the conference, you get to host not only the semifinals, but you get to host the semifinals and the finals. How cool is that to be able to be at Earlham and win a championship, to host? And what a beautiful campus, not only here, but all 10 campuses. We've been on all 10 campuses, beautiful facilities here in the Heartland Conference.
Saw a look there of the head coach, Lauren Horton, for Earlham College. Currently riding an 8-game win streak, all of those games against conference opponents. And so now here's another one this afternoon, perhaps the toughest test that they'll have all season against Transylvania. Again, the last time these two teams met was just a little over a month ago in October. Earlham took it down in straight sets on this very court. Can they do the same here this afternoon when it all matters? It's the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference Championship game on HCAC.tv.
A little bit of behind the scenes for the fans. The first team that gets to 15, we will have a media timeout. That media timeout yesterday has worked to the advantage of these coaches, because now they can wait and see and be very patient in calling those timeouts, because that first media timeout at 15, you can save the other 2 maybe later in the set, since you only get 2. The other thing is you're going to see a lot of action in the net. We got a camp. Sticks is here today. He's got the net. You're going to see a lot of action on the net on our replays. Great job by our producer and our camera guy today. Got here early. I think they stayed all night, because they were here when I got here.
That's how excited they were.
Oh, you bet.
For this volleyball game here this afternoon in the Drewry Performance Gymnasium on the campus of Earlham College in Richmond, Indiana. It'll be the Quakers to start things off with a serve. Over to the side of Transylvania. We're underway in this championship game. First point going to Earlham. Mariah Young, we just talked about her in the pregame, and she gets off to a nice hot start.
And it's the more they feed her and the more they give her the ball, the more she's going to attack, and she will go deep as well.
Again, a great game yesterday for Mariah and Earlham to lead the Quakers over Hanover. And they're back to work again. This time blocked at the line. Give the rejection to Transylvania's number 4, Grace Ward. Also Carrington Jackson was there. And now the serve from the libero of Transylvania, being Ava Beltsos. Inside, blocked. And a tough situation there as Beltsos tried to slide in and save it, but not a lot of room to work with and get it back over.
In the net play, because of you got the line, you got to worry about the net, you got to worry about the line, and more importantly, you got to worry about your teammate. Communication is very key.
Back to the side of Transylvania. That's just a nice float over from Katie Shepper, and the freshman from Crestview Hills ties it back up at 2.
Mallory Cox just couldn't get there. Mallory from Indianapolis, Indiana.
The serve up coming from Grace Ward. Nice deflection up front for Transylvania. Get a shot off the left hand of Suzanne Klosterman from Cincinnati, and she picks up her first kill.
Both teams, it's almost like a prize fight. Both teams filling each other out.
Ward back to serve again. Looks like it was off of Shepper. And the tip over from Earlham, that was Mariah Young.
So you go light, really strong to just a tap, and deflection go out of bounds, would tie it at 3.
Already early on, we get the sense that this could be a match that goes 4 and possibly 5. Definitely don't sense it'll be a 3-0 sweep. Very balanced matchup here to begin the first 6 points.
That's a great save.
Into the net, the shot from Shepper. Is it going to be good?
You know, you got Gung up front at 5'7", and she just, she's like a wall. Number 15 there on the assist, Olivia Cook.
Towards the back, referee's right there to say it was out. And the first bad serve that we see from either team.
And if you notice, the players see that ball go step away. If you're new to the game, if that ball deflects on you, and then it goes out of bounds, it's the other team's ball. You've got to play the ball if you touch the ball.
Serve from Transylvania's Mason Morrow. Towards the back, and Morrow was going to be in a spot to get it, but Beltsos decided off balance, tried to save it herself, and comes up short.
Great net shot again.
Young back to serve, and her serve is too strong. That's now 2 service errors now from Earlham.
I shared with Jimmy yesterday, as a coach, that gives you frustrated. That's why I have no hair, Jared.
Young with the pass. Set up going far side, and a lot of power off of that shot from Sarah Dickman. She's a senior from right here in Richmond, Indiana.
How about Richmond, Indiana doing her pride? Wind up, hit. Nice job.
And now the libero on the other side for Earlham, Jennifer Shamel. Rising up high, but a nice save made by Earlham, and late to get there is Transylvania. But how about the save to start things off from Caroline Mulvihill?
This ball had eyes. Look at that, right there on the line.
And ended up getting the point is Olivia Kirk. Towards the middle of the court. Kirk got stuffed. Shot off the front line, and now good opportunity here for Earlham. Young towards the back, and again, too strong. That's now 2 errors that Young has just put a little bit too much on it.
That's adrenaline, though. You know, you can feel the adrenaline up here. That's adrenaline just not finesse the ball.
This set going up to Mora. And now a tough pass to make, as going into the net was Sylvie Miller for Transylvania, and that's just not a lot you can do there.
Well, because the pass is there, it's in front of the net, and you just don't know how to play it. You could play it off the net, but I don't know if she had a shot even to play it off the net.
Now this serve from Earlham, Mallory Cox. And took it right to the face from Earlham was Aaron Wagner, but it's our first whistle that we get from the referees, and it's against Earlham.
I'm going to call that a lift.
Eight-7 ball game with the Quakers on top. Earlham gets to reset. Cox from the middle. Too much on that one, too.
You know, talking with the director of the officials and the official assigner, the four officials that are working today earn their right to get here as well, just like these teams did.
You see the officials in the blue shirts. This front line of Transylvania with consecutive blocks, but that time it landed on their side of the court.
How about I think I can, I did. Great deep. This is a great block possibility, just fell between them.
And that point goes to Mora. That's her first from Downey, California. Playing her volleyball a long way away from home here in Richmond, and that's just too easy for Transylvania. Carrington Jackson from Louisville, Kentucky gets her first kill.
And if you see here, she called for this set right there. Give me the ball.
With some hops, too. Jackson in the middle of the court, picking up that point. Another whistle from the referees and another penalty called against Earlham. That's their second. Pennsylvania now takes the lead at 10-9. Going up and just outside the line. Referee's right there to make the call. It came from Shepard. And now we're tied back up at 10. No team able to sneak away and get a lead more than two. And now a whistle as the serve comes in.
Oh, you got an illegal alignment. The back row swithed and didn't reset. So in the illegal alignment, that's a point.
So an easy point gives Earlham the lead right back.
Boy, that's a tough call.
Mora with the serve. We'll set things up middle of the court does Transylvania. And now the Quakers with a shot. Young going cross court. And it's going to be out of bounds from her.
Yesterday, I know you watched yesterday afternoon to scout both of these teams. That shot was consistent as of yesterday. That fell more times than not.
Transylvania on the serve, Grace Ward. Tracking it down for Earlham was Shamel.
Good set.
Too easy again. Shepard redeems herself from a few points ago and picks up her second kill.
Look how high this ball is. It's out, even out of our frame. Come down and hit it right at the peak.
Pioneers retake the lead, and Ward back to serve again. A low line drive serve, and unable to come up with it was Shamel, and the first ace of the ball game going to Transylvania.
And Jared, that time she took a step back before, and instead of taking the step up. You got to take a step up to the ball, not take a step back.
Pioneers extend the lead for the moment, out to 2 points.
There's a free ball.
For the Pioneers, you want to take advantage of it, and maybe doing that is getting the ball back to Shepard. 3 kills for the freshman.
As you can tell, Coach Horton is waiting to 15. Notice the score. It's 14 left. She knows the immediate timeout is coming.
Ward, another high-powered serve off of Young. Ward comes up to set it middle of the court. It was deflected off the front row, but a whistle from the referees and somebody possibly in the net for Transylvania.
Over the line. She was over the line. So now 14-12. This is great stuff.
Great action in this first set of play from Earlham College. Championship game, trying to get to 15. It's off the net, and Earlham gets back-to-back points now. Back to a 1-point lead.
And you feel like they're more relaxed now, right? I mean, it just seems like...
And first of all, we got to fix the scoreboard in the gymnasium.
Let me tell you, this crowd will let you know.
It's a great crowd on hand.
There we go.
Transylvania has traveled well. 14-13 is our score. White tap off the serve, and a running shot is off of Earlham, and the kill for Transylvania going to Caden Holcomb, the freshman, her first. 15-13 our score with the Pioneers on top in the Heartland Championship game.
My name is John Heitz, and I own the Red Pepper Deli in Madison, Indiana. We've been in business for 15 years now. I'm so passionate about food is because I like to cook and I like to create awesome items. The best advice that has ever been given to me was from my father, who said, you've got to work hard, and if you work hard, you will succeed. He's right. It's not always going to be fun, but don't even try to go into business if you're not going to put 100% into it. The ideal experience is for the customer to come in and be really wowed by the atmosphere, be wowed by the products that we serve, the food in our deli case, the sandwiches and salads, soups that we make. I want the client to feel satisfied and really feel that they've got their money's worth and have enjoyed everything that they've had at the restaurant. Whenever you get a chance, we'd love to see you stop by the Red Pepper Deli in Madison, Indiana. Look forward.
Back to get more first set action underway from Earlham College, home of the Quakers, who currently trail 15-13 here on HCAC.TV, along with the coach, Keith Myers, Jarrett Lewis, here in Richmond, Indiana, after the media timeout. 10 more points for Transylvania to try and take this first set.
Long game.
We anticipate it will not be a 3-0 sweep
like
it was for Earlham just a month ago, although here's a point picked up by Earlham, and it's Mariah Young. She has 3 kills of her own.
You know, the way how even this conference is, I'll be surprised, Jared, if it goes 3. I really think it could go 4. Look at that hit.
Save going across the net towards the other side, and that hit from Ward is out of bounds, and tying it up is Earlham.
That was such a great aggressive hit. The power of that ball is just a force.
Back to a tie ball game. Over a handful of ties already in this first set, and rising up high for the kill is Olivia Kirk. She's at 5'11", and when she got up, she looked to be about 6'11", 7'11".
Yeah, she got up.
Young, as her team takes the lead, serves it over, and faking everybody out was Ward. Opting not to set it up, she gets the point herself.
The interesting thing, no one was there to cover the back row. Right where the E was is right where she delivered. She saw that right when that ball was served.
Again, they go right back to her. It's Olivia Kirk.
What a game she's played.
Kirk and Young now with 3 kills apiece, and most of the shots that have come from Kirk have been right at the net in the middle of the court. We'll go back to Kirk again.
And she wants the ball. Our camera guy is picking this up. Look at the wave there. Got a timeout. We'll be back.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
This broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. For the private use of our audience, the use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference is prohibited. Now out of the timeout, Transylvania had to call it as Earlham got on a bit of a roll here. Now up 2, 18-16 our score, and it was all thanks to back-to-back kills from Olivia Kirk. Kirk, one of the tallest players on the team at 5'11", along with Caitlin Hicks. Abby Zanata is at 6 feet tall. And Transylvania able to respond. Award the kill, this time to Suzanne Klosterman. A lot of lefties in this game, I've noticed.
Yeah, they'd be great softball, baseball players, wouldn't they?
Klosterman's a lefty. Young on the side of Earlham's a lefty. There's been a couple that we've seen. This shot in the net after getting the kill, Klosterman with a bad serve. First bad serve that we've seen from Transylvania, but it comes at a really bad time late in this first set. Kirk will take a seat, and for the first time for Earlham, into the game we see Akiko Tajima, freshman from Honolulu. And she opts to let that one go out of the back of the line. Earlham with its largest lead so far at 3.
Both teams, both coaches using their bench, rotating about 8, 9 players deep.
And for Transylvania, it's bringing back in Katie Shepper. She has 3 kills to her name, and one would be nice here to try and get Transylvania back into it. Jackson, nice save by Earlham. Here is Shepard. This time, she can't make the save as that goes off of her left arm into the stands, but Shamel did all her best to keep it in play.
The quick hit that Earlham tried, and Transy's right there to answer.
And actually, it's not the largest lead for Earlham, as Transylvania has picked up back-to-back points, and they're able to tie it at 19. Too many hits on the side of Transylvania. First to 20 is Earlham.
Now it's the race to 5.
This serve will come from Aaron Wagner, a junior from Amarillo, Texas. Jackson, middle of the court. Too much firepower, and now it's they do call a tip, and the Earlham side doesn't think so. So it is not a point for the Quakers. It's a tie ball game.
Now just bring that over. Good.
It was an effective shot as it backed up Transylvania. Nice save made by their libero, but Transylvania picks up the point. Referees say the ball hit that pole, and it was starting to move on the net.
That's the antenna. Yep.
So now the Pioneers retake the lead. Bad serve from Transylvania. It came from Beltzos.
If we have another 32-30, I'm leaving. No, I'm staying.
It's still the first set, too.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we've had at least double-digit ties. What a save, but it's going to go out. It came off of Giselle Mora.
Both coaches know how important game 1 is to win. Momentum is huge.
And the the energy in the bleachers, it feels like it's a third set or a fourth set. Earlham trying to answer. Klosterman. They say it was touched. It was going to be out, but it was off of Earlham, and that forces a timeout called by the Quakers. They trail 23-21 in set number 1.
My name is Brittany. A little thing I love about the egg white grill is the toasty English muffin. It's toasted perfectly. It's just a little crispy, but not like hard crispy, but just crispy enough that when you bite into it, everything is perfect.
My name is Curtis, and I love the egg white grill because the egg itself, it's like soft and fluffy, like a pillow. I wouldn't eat my pillow, but I'd eat the Chick-fil-A breakfast egg white sandwich for sure.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Pioneers trying to close out this first set. There's Amy Barmore in her 7th year coaching the volleyball program of Transylvania. They lead it by 2, and they need just 2 more points. Sophomore Grace Ward here with this serve. It dives at the last second. Quakers keep it up. Shot from Young. It's picked up nicely, and there's a point there. Katie Shepper has her 4th kill, just 1 more point left to go. And a timeout called by Earlham after just 1 point. We'll keep things right here, but you can see, if you got the timeouts, I guess you use them, but you can see how important this first set is, like you said, Coach.
You called this timeout because it's match point. You got to settle your kids down, and all you have to do is tell them, just get the ball over, gradually get back into this. The way I look at it, I always had my assistants tell me, don't worry about it, Coach, we got 4 more. So what will be the speech after this game? If you're Earlham, it would really be cool if you tie this thing. But if you're Transy, you can't relax because it takes 25 to win this, not 24. I've seen many times that we've had some games through this year where teams are up 24-21 and lose 26-24. So it can happen.
We've also seen games where a team has led 2 sets to none and they end up losing 3-2. So
the 40 games we've done, we've seen a lot.
We have seen a little bit of everything. And we just are in our very first set here.
And by the way, congratulations to all the Indiana High School Athletic Association volleyball teams who are state champions. We got several teams on our Twitter watching the game today on big screens, which is pretty cool for the conference.
Checking out some Division III talent in the HCAC. Now for Transylvania, it would be Ward to serve again. She's been back there for most serves for Transylvania. Earlham. They can get a point here and now make it a 2-point ball game. It would be very nice if the Quakers were able to tie it up at 24, because at that point, you've got to win by 2. Ward puts it up for Klosterman, pushes it towards the back corner. The shot from Young, the lefty, with a lot on it. It ate up Ward, and now that's back-to-back points for the Quakers. Timeout is forced to be called for Transylvania, so we are taking some breaks. It's going to be a long one to decide set number 1.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here at Earlham College, the deciding point could be upcoming here. Earlham trying to tie it up at 24. Transylvania can take down the first set right here. Kirk with the serve for Earlham. This shot, nobody home. And getting the point for Transylvania in the set is Katie Shepard. She had 5 first set kills. And the Pioneers take down set number 1, 25-23. You're watching the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference Volleyball Championship game on HCAC.tv.
I chose Earlham because you're all a bunch of nerds. You're compassionate, empathetic, caring nerds. And those are my people.
So I chose Earlham, one, because it was far away from home, and I really wanted a chance to grow and develop into my own adult without the outside influence of my family. And I also wanted the opportunity to really focus on my studies. I am very passionate about neuroscience. I've been passionate about neuroscience since before I came to Earlham. And I just really wanted an opportunity to grow within that field and that major and explore my options. Another reason why I came to Earlham is because the community seemed genuinely loving and caring about their students.
And I felt like this was a great place for me with the diversity. I'm from Cincinnati, kind of what they call a bubble. And this was a very eye-opening opportunity for me, and I felt that I could really succeed on and off the field, and that was kind of the big reason as to why I chose Earlham.
While working here at Earlham, the thing that I've loved the most is the community that we talk about, we actually live. As the baseball coach, I am represented amongst other aspects on campus. I'm working with faculty, I'm working with advancement, I'm working with health services, I'm working with public safety, I'm working with media and communications. And we all are working on the aspect of talking about why Earlham College is a great place for our students to be here, for our alumni to give back, and for our student athletes to be able to compete here.
There are 50,000 reasons I came to Earlham, and there's one really big reason. Nope, not that! The world's most complete fossil giant beaver.
The reason why I chose Earlham is because of the small class sizes, which allow for more one-on-one time with the professors.
Well, the reason why I chose Earlham College was very personal to me. I was looking for an institution that was going to allow for me to participate in, experience, and engage in all the opportunities that I felt that an 18-year-old me desired and wanted and deserved. And I couldn't have been more pleased. I wanted to participate in intercollegiate athletics, and Earlham College offered and provided that opportunity. I wanted to engage a diverse populace of people, different humans and individuals from not just locally near me, but literally with perspectives from around the world, and Earlham College provided that for me.
Welcome back to Earlham College, home of the Quakers, as Transylvania takes the first set 25-23. I want to take this time to show our appreciation to that man right there. That's Adam Knobb, the Sports Information Director here at Earlham College. Such great hospitality, a great venue to host this tournament, and he's been giving us all the information that we need to try and deliver a great broadcast and showcase these athletes here from Earlham and Transylvania.
And how about the staff that is then not only a hospitality that they have. Let's look at game number 1. 14 times it was tied, 7 lead changes. The final lead change was the final score of 25-23. Back and forth, equal stats everywhere.
16 of those 25 points for Transylvania came via kills, and 6 of those came from Kate Shepard. She's had a great start to this championship game so far. And on the other side for Earlham, 5 kills for Mariah Young, and Olivia Kirk has added 4. They have 13 as a team. It's been close the whole entire way from start to finish. You mentioned those lead changes, and I'm guessing we'll have a few more. We'll get to have a few more in this second set as we get underway. Great save made by Earlham. Long rally here, maybe one of the longest we've seen so far, and that's now the 7th kill for number 1, Katie Shepard.
She's having a pretty good ball game. Well, 7 kills. I had 7 kills in your career.
Transylvania with a nice start, getting the first point of the second set. Ward trying to fake everybody out again. That time, Shepard goes out, doesn't get a touch.
That quick impulse is very important. Keep that in the back of your mind, because before you even know it, it happens, and then it's almost too late.
Giselle Mora with this serve. We already get our first tie of the second set. They set up Kirk. Check that. That was Caroline Mulvihill. And Mulvihill picks up the point.
Oh, way to get on the floor.
A save there by Mora Young. Couple of tips towards the side of Earlham, and now referees give the point over to the Quakers.
Called for the lift.
Coach is on it. Jackson trying to put it in her spot. Mulvihill again. Caroline Mulvihill, a senior from California, starting to come alive in the second set. This serve is going to be an ace. It sneaks inside the line for Giselle Mora.
Jared, that was right down the line. I think I might even touch the line, which is good. That's a great serve.
First ace to talk about for the Quakers. Transylvania has one of their own, and now consecutive points scored here from the Quakers, and we kind of anticipated we might see a timeout called, and we do from the side of Transylvania. We'll take a break, back in a moment for set number 2.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Quick timeout called by head coach Amy Barmore of Transylvania. Coach maybe a little bit surprised. It is a little bit of a run now that Earlham has gotten out to their largest lead so far this afternoon, but you got to use those timeouts wisely, and it's either you try to end the run, talk things over, or you wait out and see. How do you think about the timing for that timeout?
I don't think she wanted the crowd to get in the game. I think if you waited a little bit longer, the crowd they would have built on the crowd momentum. Hit the antenna.
Referees are right on top of it. Flag waves in the air. So Transylvania does respond. They'll send Jackson to the sideline and bring in their libero for this serve. Beltzos on her serve is too strong.
Checks into ball game for Earlham, Olivia Kirk.
Kirk had 4 kills back in the first set.
How about that one? Right on cue. My goodness.
Just as we mentioned her, this time getting the block, and she had some help along with Mariah Young. Young this time with the shot. Shepard leads everybody on the floor with kills. Her shot is dug out. Quakers with another opportunity here. They go back to Shepard, who goes cross court and in between two defenders in that back row.
And the back row at that time has to communicate. You could see that side. They were just aiming right to the corner.
6-point lead it was for the Quakers, the largest by either team so far. Transylvania is able to cut it to 5. Nice block up front. Young with the tap, and it was read nicely by Beltas. Blocked, but it goes out of bounds. Kirk was there, but it's off of her and Sarah Dickman.
Grace Ward from Edgewood, Kentucky.
Ward has been the most active player serving-wise. They try to get Kirk going again. Young gets a chance. Ward comes in, sets things up for Klosterman. She goes cross-court. And with a little help, I think, from some of the Pioneers players, they get that point. The Earlham side, some of the fans not thinking so. Pioneers inching closer to getting this game within striking distance, but Young halts those plans for the moment.
You know, you talk about the fans. The fans want every single point. You know, they don't look, and that's what I love about this sport is they're so in tune to the game, very knowledgeable of the game, and so they just want their team to win. Deflected off, out of bounds.
Shepard had some mustard on that shot, and it goes off of Shamel. Shepard now with kill number 9.
We want to be interactive with our fans, Jarrett. If they are listening or watching, you can tweet us at IndianaSRN. We'll give you a shout out of how your viewing party's going.
Sure, there's plenty of people watching this championship game. Off the net. No one touches it for Earlham as it goes out of bounds. So the Quakers do pick up that point, back to a 4-point advantage. Quakers were able to get the bye, being the number 1 seed of the 6-team tournament. They took care of Hanover yesterday, 3 sets to 1. Referee steps in and says that the Quakers did not keep it off the court.
That would have been a nice pancake, but it hit the floor before it hit her hand. That's the call.
Nice pass, able to set up Giselle Mora, and Mora got up to pick up her 3rd kill.
We want to say hello to a group of ladies that are listening in a campground. No destination, just we're listening in the campground. You guys sound good. If they just saw our clock cam and our talent cam, they would see how good we look today, too.
So the Quakers now extending this lead back out to 5.
Keep those tweets coming. Thank you so much. At IndianaSRN.
That's right. Make sure you follow us. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN, as well. That may be how you're watching it if you're at the campground this afternoon on YouTube. Big shot there from Mora, and it's off of the Transylvania player.
And right now, you're not dominating, but you're playing a lot more confident than they did game 1.
Earlham, after dropping the first set, coming out with a lot more firepower. In set number 2, Jackson has to switch hands midair. Mora has her shot blocked. It's Jackson again, and diving in, trying to save it for the Quakers was Mariah Young. But Jackson does stop the Quaker run for a moment. Free ball up there for Ward, and she takes advantage of it.
That ball needs to be played.
Still a 13-9 advantage for Earlham. Up for Mora. Middle of the court now. Tipped at the line. It hangs on the net for a moment. Klosterman towards the middle of the court. Wagner.
Oh, nice punch.
Great save made by Mulvihill. Blocked up front. Maybe the longest rally we've seen so far. Jackson pushes it back. Mulvihill again towards the Transylvania bench, and they can't run it down. The fans appreciate that one as a long rally goes in favor of the Quakers.
I tell you what, this is a great punch that kept that ball right there. What a great punch. Nice shot, guys.
That was Caroline Mulvihill to save it and keep the point going. Shot blocked by the net. Maybe Quakers got some hands on it too. Great save made by Earlham, and Transylvania's side, they want the whistle called and they get it.
Carried the ball. I mean, that was over her head. I mean, that's a no-brainer good call. That's a great call. You could even make that call.
I guess so.
Of course, you didn't know what it was.
I guess so. All I know is I saw the fans get up off their seat.
There you go.
And they were looking for the whistle, and they got it. That shot goes out. Actually, it snuck in. The Quakers are the first to 15. We'll take a timeout. 15-10 our score. Earlham on top, set number 2. Welcome back to Earlham College, Richmond, Indiana, the site for our Heartland Volleyball Championship game, Transylvania and Earlham. We will wrap up the football side of things next week, traveling down to Hanover as the Panthers will take on the Franklin Grizzlies in the 91st annual bell game. Coach, you and I will be down there next Saturday.
Going to ring that bell a couple times. Hey, quick shout out to Bonnie Lally, who's watching the game on HCAC TV, Tina Settles, and how about this? The Westdale varsity volleyball team is at their viewing party watching the championship game.
So how about that? We appreciate you tweeting at us and letting us know that you're watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the game. Two of the best in the Heartland Conference going at it.
When you can get 18 girls eating pizza and watching volleyball, it's the best.
The pizza's the best part, though, right? It's all about the food.
Community.
It's now a 16-10 lead for Earlham. Jackson floats midair.
Oh, look at that
Great saves by Earlham. Mora had the last one. Shot goes cross court, and it's out of bounds, and the Quakers side is fired up. We'll take another look at this save.
Look at this save. This is ball awareness.
Into the net.
I'm going to trust you. You're going to get it over the net for me.
Initially off of Tajima. It goes into the net, and Mora was the one able to get it over. Ball goes high up in the air, nearly hits the ceiling. Seven-point lead is the largest. Now make it 8 for the Quakers. They're starting to click on all cylinders, and that's going to force another timeout called by Coach Barmore of Transylvania. We'll take one with them. 8-point advantage for the Quakers. having to call another timeout are the Pioneers. They face their largest deficit so far in set number 2, 18-10 at the hands of the Quakers.
See the guys in the green shirts? Right, those guys are the most valuable players today. You know why? They put up the net, they tighten it, that saved. That's because that net was nice and tight.
They're also in control of the
balls,
getting into the players that are going to end up serving. They're cleaning up the floor.
I think that's the golf team today that's doing that. I saw their little meeting. They were drinking a lot of Coke, but I saw their meeting earlier this morning.
Jackson with a running shot, a great save again, but this time it hits the antenna. Tajima has come in off the bench, and she has made some great plays defensively. Can Transylvania get this game a little bit closer? Not for the moment this time. Sarah Dickman picks up a kill. The hometown girl has her 3rd of the game. There's a look at Dickman right now at the net. Her teammate Mulvihill with this serve. Into the net and trying to adjust to save it was Olivia Kirk.
You just don't know where that ball is. It's behind you, so you go around, and how fast that ball comes off the net, it's a quick save.
Both benches up and trying to root on their team standing at the corner of the court. Pioneers trail by 7. Mulvihill's there to track it down. We'll have to get it over with this hit, and they do. Running shot, great save made by Wagner. Double hit though, referees caught it, and it's against the Quakers. We expected to see a lot more ties and lead changes. We got 14 ties and 7 lead changes in set number 1, but not nearly as much. The Quakers got off to a nice, hot, early start, and they've led most of the way.
Race to 5. Oh, nice pancake.
Klosterman will get an opportunity. Middle of the court, it's Kirk. Klosterman again, shot rejected. Back to Shepard, and it's off the front line, and unable to come in late and try to save it was Mariah Young.
And you got to give Transy that a boy award right here. Kept that ball alive, stayed focused.
Shepard having quite the start to this game. Already in double digits in kills, and now we get an ace for Transylvania. Mason Morrow, just a freshman from Nashville, Tennessee. Still a race to 5 for Earlham. A light tap over, and sliding in all the way but couldn't save it was Beltsos. A nice recognition this time by Earlham and Young.
2-point here to Transy has to play almost perfect right all the way out.
Klosterman, shot blocked. Kirk was there along with Mora.
I do believe she has 1 timeout left. Wonder when she'll call that.
It was Mora to block it and send it the other way. But this time it's Kirk. Back to an 8-point advantage for Earlham, trying to tie things up at 1 set apiece. That serve outside the line.
Someone opened up the back door. That just carried, the wind just carried that out.
That was Shamel.
Too bad there's no doors in the back end.
Sizable lead still for the Quakers. They put things up for Sylvie Miller, but her shot goes too long. Now just one more point left for Earlham to pick up.
Everybody in the gymnasium on Earlham's side raising up one finger, knowing that this could be it.
Here's a look at part of the student section here to cheer on the Quakers. Klosterman tips it over. Mora with the shot towards the back, and it's off of Transylvania. 25-16, a much bigger win in set number 2 for Earlham compared to the first set of Transylvania. You're watching the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference Volleyball Championship game on HCAC.tv.
Partnership is a really exciting opportunity for our students because as Kentucky's first college to be able to partner with ARH, which is the largest employer in the Appalachian region, is a wonderful opportunity for us to really build a long-term relationship because we want, as we've always wanted, to serve the citizens of Kentucky, to provide opportunities for students who will come to us as that beacon of educational opportunity, and then return to their home region where they can really be effective leaders and servants in their home area.
This is such an exciting partnership for the future of ARH and for the future for the workforce in our region. We have so many bright, talented youth that are looking for incredible opportunities in the healthcare field, and we really feel that this partnership can help steer them through the educational process and then back home to work for ARH one day and fulfill the workforce needs that we have. Transylvania has always been a beacon of education here within the Commonwealth of Kentucky and a very close partner to us in Appalachia.
For a lot of people in Appalachia, like a place like Transy seems very intimidating or inaccessible. So something like this partnership will, in my opinion, be very beneficial in building that confidence for students and making them know that they can do it. So having the scholarship on top of that will be massive for building the Eastern Kentucky community at Transy. I grew up like 15 minutes away from ARH. It's been a part of my life. My mom actually worked there in the past, and so it's pretty cool to hear that one day I'll be able to follow in those footsteps and make an impact in my community.
We know that they're going to get incredible opportunities for internships and mentorships that will help them to develop the specific skills that they will need when they return to their homes with that professional career in mind.
Awaiting set number 3 from Earlham College, the site of the HCAC Volleyball Championship game between Transylvania and Earlham, with the coach Keith Myers, Jarrett Lewis here on HCAC.tv and IndianaSRN. A much different set number 2 compared to the first set. Felt like the first set didn't want to end. It was close the whole way. So many lead changes, but Earlham got off to a nice start and led the whole way, got their lead up to as much as 8.
One tie, one lead change in game number 2, considered in game number 1, 14 ties, 7 lead changes. Also got a lot more viewers watching. Patsy Jordan is watching the game from home, saying, you guys sound good, look good. Thank you for broadcasting on HCAC.tv. That's how she's watching it. That's how you can watch it. Tell your friends, a lot of action still left. One game apiece. Got to have 3 to win.
Katie Shepard leaving everybody in kills with 11. The next closest for Transylvania is Jackson and Klosterman. They each have 5. But Shepard still playing a big role in the offense for Transylvania, and she gets the first look here and picks up kill number 12. Shepard averages 3.5 kills per set on the season. But right now, through the first 2 sets, she's averaging 5.5. Towards the back, and able to tie it up with that shot was Mora.
Sometimes I think the ball just has eyes. You know, it just knows exactly where to die. That's a great hit.
Mora will tie things up for Earlham. They go back to Shepard, getting some early workage but her second opportunity of this third set goes out wide.
See the coaching staff of Earlham working very hard on the sidelines.
Mora has 6 kills. She had the serve for the Quakers, and a great block up front. A tandem there of Dickman and Mulvihill get the point for Earlham. Back to Shepard. Nice save. Diving on the floor was Wagner. Klosterman. From the middle of the court, Mora. Pass is sent over to the side of Earlham, and that's a dangerous spot to have that pass go if you're Transylvania.
Jarrett, when you see that ball and you know that ball's coming to you, you get your eyes so big, it's like hitting a home run. You just feel the stroke down. Nice play.
And that was a home run hit from Sarah Dickman. She's got 4 kills. Bad pass from the Quakers. That was Wagner. And that'll give the serve back over to the side of Transylvania. Klosterman. Bad pass. It hangs above the net. This time a much better pass. Setting up Young for the spike. Maria Young. With a nice kill there, makes it a 3-point lead.
And when you saw that, what happened though, that ball is just maybe 2 inches above that net, and the nice hole there to develop a quick 5-2 lead here.
Bad passing from Earlham. They couldn't decide who was going to try to put it up between Wagner and Shamel. For Transylvania, Mason Morrow. And a kill there for Sarah Dickman. Pretty easy, light work for the Quakers.
Yeah, the quick thing is she was right in the slot, and then she went just slightly out of her reach. That's a great play.
Young, the lefty, on the serve. Blocked up front. Kirk was there and had some help from Wagner. Dickman again. Nice sliding save there by Beltsos. Kirk tips it towards the back. Another tip. Quakers trying to find the empty space, but it's going to be Transylvania that is going to do it. Serve from Transylvania. Kirk kind of hangs for a second midair. Back line, Mulvihill. Deflected off Transylvania, and it goes out of bounds on the side of Earlham, but a lot of contact, enough to go outside the gray line. Near side.
Oh, just
Referee
out.
says it's just out. Very close play. They were trying.
Wow, they were shooting right at that line, wasn't they?
Trying to get a point to Mason Morrow. Ward puts things up for Miller. And Kirk had a lot of space to work with on that right side of the court, and she makes Transylvania pay.
I'll tell you what, the 5-foot frame just killed the ball. Take a break. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Lori Heights, and I'm the owner of the Red Pepperoni Pizzeria in Madison, Indiana. When you see the Red Pepperoni, you see this great building, an old gas station that we renovated. We want to let you know that all of our ingredients are fresh, hand-cut every day. Our dough is made fresh every day. It's hand-tossed to perfection, and you can create your own pizza, or you can choose from one of our 20 specialty pizzas. I think our clients love the fact that we're a family-owned business. The best advice that's ever been given to me If you work hard and you're in your business every day working, it will pay off. We want our customers to feel satisfied after they leave here and happy that they had a great dining experience, they had great service, and that they enjoyed a great meal with their family and their friends. We can't wait to see you at the Red Pepperoni in Madison, Indiana.
Alongside Keith Myers, Jarrett Lewis here for IndianaSRN and HCAC.TV. The volleyball championship game on the campus of Earlham College. A timeout having to be called by Transylvania as, again, they find themselves in an early hole. Right now down 9-4. Blocked again up front. Kirk has been active at the net. Will swing things to the far side to Mora, and it's off of Transylvania out of bounds.
They just keep coming at you, don't they? I mean, you try to block one, then all of a sudden you got to block 12, then you got to block. I mean, they're just a slew of players playing so well at this point for Earlham.
Quakers dropped the first set, a very close one at 25-23, but ever since then have outscored Transylvania. That time it's off of the Quakers out of bounds into the bleachers.
No panic, though, in this Pioneer ball club.
Put things up for Kirk towards the back. Ward with the set. Klosterman.
How about that?
Nicely done as Young trying to adapt to the line that the ball took. But it was too much on the shot from Klosterman.
Out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Sophomore.
Kirk, it's over her head and out of her reach. And the shot for Moore went under the net.
I think she called for the ball, and she overshot her.
Kirk has been excellent for Earlham. This time a shot from Mora. Klosterman, that's her usual spot. Sliding in, trying to save it. It hits the antenna and goes out of bounds off of Mulvihill.
How many balls have hit the antenna today? That just tells you how much net play there is tonight.
With the amount of games that I've seen this year, the amount of times it's hit the antenna in this one game has felt like more than a couple of games combined.
You can sense the momentum changing a little bit.
Now a run for Transylvania. 4 straight points. Kirk has it blocked. Mora saves it, but it rides the net. It never hit the side of a Transylvania player. And that ties things up at 10 and forces a timeout called by Earlham. We'll take one with them here in set number 3.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Here's a look at the sideline of Transylvania. The Pioneers took down set number 1, but fell in set number 2. This is their 4th straight HCAC championship game in this tournament. They've won the last 2 championships in volleyball with their head coach, Amy Barmore.
I think it's funny that the baseball team, during timeouts, sit down and when the timeout's over, they're up and they're starting to yell and scream again. They need that rest during those timeouts.
They do. They need a timeout as well. Transylvania able to tie it up at 10. Still got a long way to go in this set. Klosterman, it was blocked up front by Kirk, and then it deflects off of her and hits right around the Earlham logo in the middle of the court.
You just sense that the momentum now has changed over to Transy. So give the Pioneers one up on not giving up.
Klosterman picking up a couple of points in this set, but it's a bad serve by Ward.
Send your hate mail to Jerry at IndianaSRN.org.
That's the broadcaster's cheeks.
Yeah.
Right there.
Wow. Coach, I'm sorry.
Here on the serve from Earlham, from Honolulu, Akiko Tajima. Mora trying to go cross court. Ward will have this set up for Klosterman, who's been very active in this third set. She has back-to-back kills. 3 in this set.
How about your hometown's in Hawaii and you drive across the pond and you find yourself in Richmond, Indiana? Pretty awesome.
Surely an interesting story there for Tajima. And that shot from Mora doesn't get over the net. And now what once was a 5-point lead for Earlham has turned into a 2-point advantage on the side of the Pioneers. Mora, a little runner. Mulvihill, shot blocked at the net.
And you sense this crowd is trying to get this team back in it.
On that side of the gymnasium, it's mostly of Transylvania fans. And their team has now pushed the advantage up to 3. Free ball at the net. Quakers get the point. Now after the Quaker serve, trying to get Shepard more involved. It was tipped on the side of Earlham, and Tajima couldn't save it.
How about a 10-2 run, and 2 of those are Earlham's errors. I'm sorry, Transy's errors.
The only 2 points that Earlham has been able to come away with were errors caused by the Pioneers. Timeout on the court.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back at Earlham College, the student section, you see in the timeout. They got to take a timeout too. They sit for the moment. Now they're back up standing, trying to root on the Quakers, who currently trail 15-12. Kane Holcomb with this serve. Bad pass from Earlham. Now a chance for the Pioneers. Klosterman has her shot rejected. They go back to Shepard on this side of the floor. Outside of the gray line. Great vision that time by Earlham.
Again, you hear the bench over on Earlham's side. When it's out, they're yelling it. Back away from the ball. Nice job by the bench.
Mora has this serve.
Oh,
and Ward, she's tried it 3 times, and now she's been successful twice, faking out the side of the Quakers.
She looks like she's going to go left and just go right to the center of the court.
Get
Nice
another
hit.
look at it right into the middle of the court. We'll set up Klosterman for this upcoming serve.
That goes long.
Unforced errors by Transylvania. They've had a couple of them now.
I think that's 4.
I believe you're right, Coach. That's 4 times they've had bad serves. Mulvihill, little running serve. Shepard again, and Mulvihill couldn't handle it.
Boy, you're there for the platform. You're thinking the ball's coming, and that ball just ricocheted right off you. You cannot trade points though if you're Earlham. You gotta sustain a momentum run here. For Transy, just keep playing the way you are.
Trying to start a run of their own. Young shot. Ward and Klosterman team up, and again, shot goes to Mulvihill. Back-to-back points now for the Pioneers.
And again, the square up with the platform was just not there.
Morrow with the serve. Mulvihill will put it up. Young, a runner towards the back. And Ward trying to catch him off guard again. Dickman with the push, and Jackson saw the ball coming at her, wasn't sure what to do with it, and it goes backwards.
I really think, Jared, she thought it was going to either hit her face or she has to get the ball up, and the ball went to the wrong way. Oh, that's deep.
Young serve. She has an unforced error that time for Earlham. Trading points, just like you said. You get possession, then you give it right back. Awkward shot from Dickman, but still makes it over, and a couple of great saves made by Transylvania. Kirk, too strong on the shot. That was Caitlin Ethington, the first time we've called her name from Transylvania.
Boy,
Pioneers thought they touched it.
Yeah, you made 2 great plays. And the coach, Amy, is just asking the side judge why there is no touch there.
Transylvania's side is not happy. Ethington shot. She thought it was touched. No call from the referees. And now, how big of a play could that end up being if Earlham gets this deficit any closer? It's now at 2. This is the look after the shot from Ethington.
And it went between the hands.
Running up. Great save made by Young. Ward again.
Back to back to back.
Young thought she got her right hand underneath it, but she doesn't want to plead her case much longer. It's a close call.
Race to 5.
Transylvania being the first one to get to 20. Young, it's off of her and goes long. This will be a good time. Unless Transylvania extends this lead, we'll probably see a timeout coming up.
Mallory Cox checking in the ball game from Indianapolis, Indiana for Earlham.
Going back to Kirk. They had success in that second set. I haven't seen much of it here in set number 3, but Kirk makes her presence known yet again.
You have the front line that Earlham has is their heavy hitters here.
Tajima back to serve. Tajima with the save. They'll go to Mora in between 2 defenders towards the back row. Quakers, a little bit of a run here, and now the fans starting to play a factor as well. Late into this third set, deciding points upcoming here the rest of the way. A tip, and they can't save it. Nicely done by Sylvie Miller of Transylvania.
Transy has seen that little hole open up for them and has dominated that area all day long.
Now after getting the point, Miller will serve it away. Middle of the floor, Mulvihill. Klosterman pushes it back towards Tajima. Shepard. Mulvihill again. Quite the rally here.
Oh, that ball would have gone out.
Mora tries to put a lot into it, but a great save. More great saves by both teams. Ward puts it up for Shepard, and just the tip is good enough to hit the floor. 2 more points left for Transy.
Transy had a break because there was a collision on the floor. 2 players fell on the ground. Timeout Earlham. We'll take one too.
Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. You know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year. All sorts of sports. Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Welcome back to Earlham College. Volleyball championship game here between Transy and Earlham. Hey, small businesses or large corporations are needed to sponsor these sporting events. If you like what you see, contact our team at info@indianasrn.org. Our sales team will be happy to share with you how affordable it is to air your message on these webcasts. Again, info@indianasrn.org. Back to action in set number 3. Pioneers can sense a win. Just 2 points away, but the Quakers hanging tough. Mora, her shot blocked. They go back to her. Decides to tip it over this time. Tajima with a great save. A push towards the back and off the fingertips. Not how she wanted it to go was Miller.
Holes in your hands right there. Did a nice job. Had the right platform. Just went right through her hands.
You'll see it again here. It was the push from Mulvihill.
This is a big point right here.
5 points left for Earlham. But Transy with the lead. Miller, back-to-back plays now off of her. She thought the serve would go long, but she couldn't get out of the way in time.
Exactly. It's like a magnet. You're moving out of the way, the ball keeps on following you.
Aaron Wagner serving for Earlham. Klosterman has to adjust. Free ball, and taking advantage of it for Transylvania was Caden Holcomb. 1 more point for Transy. Holcomb now back to serve, freshman from Floyd's Knobs. Mora switches sides. Shepard can't end it this time. Back towards the net, Mulvihill. Mora off the net. Here's Klosterman again, cross court to pick up point number 25. It's a Transy lead, 2-1. We go to the 4th set. You're watching the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference Volleyball Championship game on HCAC.tv.
Well, I knew I wanted to go to a smaller school because my high school was a small high school, and I really valued good connections with teachers where you can get the help that you need, and I didn't want to be overwhelmed in a class setting. My name's Eloise. I'm from Chicago. I went to North Shore Country Day School, And then I took a gap year, so then I'll be going to Earlham this fall. I honestly didn't expect to be in the Midwest or to be in Earlham, but it ended up being the right choice for me when it came down to it. The big event that sold me pretty much on Earlham was meeting the professors and getting to talk with them and realizing that because I'm really interested in animal behavior, animal research, and things like that, and for me it was always hard to make sure that that was something I would be able to find in college, but I was able to talk to professors who had the same interests as me, and I knew I would be able to pursue a lot of my interests here and do research projects with professors who are passionate about the same things. I think just generally one of the other things that stuck out to me was the community that Earlham has, and I'd gotten a bit of an insight on that just because my English teacher in high school is an alum of Earlham, and so she was able to tell me about what kind of community it is and how even returning years later her professor recognized her and they immediately were able to reconnect again, and just being able to have those close connections with professors like I did with my English teacher, where it's not much of a hierarchy and you can have that conversation, those discussions, and you can talk to them a bit as friends, but also get advice from them, help them guide you in your life and everything. And I think it's really cool just being able to call professors by their first names and how there's no hierarchy there. I think that's really interesting to create kind of a utopia almost of a great supporting community to live in.
Set number 4 upcoming from Earlham College in Richmond, Indiana, with the coach Keith Myers. Jarrett Lewis here for IndianaSRN and HCAC.TV. Transy won the first set 25-23. Dropped the second set, but able to rebound and pick up the third set, and now they lead it 2-1. I'm sure the discussion in the huddle, coach, was we're on the road. We dropped this team just a month ago, 3-0. Look how far we've come, and now we have a great opportunity here in set number 4 to finish out this championship game.
I like the producer because he got me in my coaching thinking, because I'm good with my hands folded, because I'm thinking, what do you tell Earlham other than, look, you've had a great year. Let's get this done. We're not over. And I think you'll see a different type of play. I think you'll see more aggressive play and outreaching to go get whatever it takes to get this thing tied at 2-2. What I find very interesting is, again, how game 1 was 14 ties, 7 lead changes. It's always dropped now to 3 ties in game number 3 and only 2 lead changes. So both teams had dominated the games they won.
Which team will get off to a hot start in this 4th set? It could be a deciding one with the Pioneers now up 2-1. Trying to win 3 straight Heartland Conference championships. Young with the runner. Deflected. Shot for Mora. It's blocked. Great saves. Sliding in, it was Tajima. But Transy still comes out with the point. Deflected off of the Quakers out of bounds.
Look at Tajima here. I mean, that ball is going to hit the floor, and she went from nowhere to get that ball.
In the blink of an eye, Tajima using her speed to save it. Another point for Transylvania after the whistle on Earlham. Short serve. Error this time from Sylvie Miller. Mora back to serve. And she has a serve going to the net herself.
That's a 2-point swing. I mean, you're in tough play.
And early on, definitely don't want to see this lead extend if you're Earlham, but right now that's what it's doing. Already 4-1
You'll see a quick timeout, though. You do not want this to go 7-1, 8-1.
And depending on what happens here, we could see a timeout opted to be called by Coach Horton. Klosterman. And Young tried to adjust, but off-balance shot was going to be hard to get back over. It's now a 5-1 lead for Transy. This serve from Holcomb. And deflected awkwardly off the right hand. What a run it is here to start things off for Transylvania. Holcomb, though, will give it right back. A bad serve.
I tell you, I gotta let Coach have it, because I would have called the timeout. She trusts her kids. Didn't call the timeout. Now down only 6-2, and now the momentum is on your side. Nice.
Right off the net, serve from Mulvihill. And here's a shot that is blocked, but ends up on the side of Earlham. Dangerous waters here for the Quakers. But we've had 4 serves that have gone too long in this set. 10 total points for those on service errors. Trying to reset with Shepard, and they do. It's off of Earlham. Shepard leads everybody on the floor now with 16 total kills. Timeout called by Coach Horton of Earlham. We'll take one with them. They trail 8-3 in the 4th set.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
And I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie's delicious.
An 8-game win streak on the line currently for Earlham College. They're 8-1 in conference play. 20-5 overall. When this game started about an hour and a half ago, and right now Transylvania threatening to end that streak and be winners of the Heartland Conference for the 3rd year in a row. A good way to start for the Quakers, getting Kirk involved again.
8-4. 3 of those points are service errors. This one they earned the hard way, and now you're halfway through. You got to get it done.
4 different players now with at least 7 kills for Earlham. Picking up one here is Carrington Jackson, and that's her 6th.
5 points almost feel like you're down by 10, doesn't it? A little bit.
Quakers trying to respond, going to Kirk again, but a nice dig by Beltsos. Kirk, another attempt, blocked. Young has to come in. Trying the middle of the court was Transylvania, but the Quakers doing some blocking of their own with Kirk.
That's the first time they really came back, and watch this. In rhythm, that's the first time in a long time they attacked, and they had the center covered.
Give credit to Giselle Mora as well. A couple of blocks this afternoon for her. Running and unable to get it over the net for Transylvania was Holcomb. Low serve. They put things up for Mulhaville. And it's off of Transylvania. That time it was Morrow. Actually, Sylvie Miller. So now just a 2-point deficit for Earlham. Running into it is Miller. High save. Up for Mora. Another long rally between these two squads. Ward.
Oh!
Mulhaville's shot rides the net. It goes back towards the bench of Transy. And the Quakers cut it down to 1. It forces a timeout from Transy. 9-8 our score in what could be a decisive fourth set from Earlham College.
My name is John Heitz, and I own the Red Pepper Deli in Madison, Indiana. We've been in business for 15 years now. I'm so passionate about food is because I like to cook and I like to create awesome items. The best advice that has ever been given to me was from my father, who said, you've got to work hard, and if you work hard, you will succeed. He's right. It's not always going to be fun, but don't even try to go into business if you're not going to put 100% into it. The ideal experience is for the customer to come in and be really wowed by the atmosphere, be wowed by the products that we serve, the food in our deli case, the sandwiches and salads, soups that we make. I want the client to feel satisfied and really feel that they've got their money's worth and have enjoyed everything that they've had at the restaurant. Whenever you get a chance, we'd love to see you stop by the Red Pepper Deli in Madison, Indiana. Look for.
Watch this replay. Ball's there. That ball, you just got to let that ball go out.
It was Ward that went after it and tried to save it, which she did. But like the coach said, may have gone out. A couple of deflections off of the Quakers, and that one goes out of bounds. So Transylvania back up by 2.
Good timeout by Coach Amy Barmore.
Ward in a familiar spot, serving it for Transylvania. That pass goes over, back to Transy. Klosterman blocked up front initially, and Earlham was unable to save it with Shamel.
Which was a 1, now it's a 3-point lead by Transy.
2-point run ever since the timeout for the Pioneers. Mora. They go back to her. Ward puts things up. Middle of the court, and it's over the head of Mulhaville. And coming in late, unable to save it, I think was Mariah Young. Now a 3-point run since the timeout. Wagner up for Mora, and this time she finds the court with a kill.
Nice. Just been very patient.
Aaron Wagner will serve for the Quakers. They're down 3. Off the top of the net.
Nice pass. Oh.
Nice rejection the other way, and it sneaks inside the gray line for the Pioneers. Now with a 4-point lead, and another thing to make note of, as you saw there, Katie Shepper has checked back in for Transy. Off the net, nobody touched it for Transy after the shot from Mariah Young. Transy picks up another point. They're first to 15. Timeout upcoming. And that is going to be the case. The Pioneers, 15-9 is their lead, inching closer to making it a three-peat in the Heartland Conference.
Congratulations to the champions of soccer. Hanover wins not only the men's but the women in penalty kicks yesterday. Congratulations to football games yesterday. It's very good leagues as we will head to Hanover next week and have the 92nd bell game between Hanover and Franklin. At that time is a 1:15 kickoff, 1:30. I'm sorry, 1:15 pregame, 1:30 kickoff.
That is right. Sean and I on the call, Coach on the sidelines.
Also, IndianaSRN will bring you high school regional football. 3 big games targeted for us this weekend, so check out our website at indianasrn.org. And if you want to follow us, you can do that on Twitter at IndianaSRN. And we'll see you again during some playoffs in the Heartland Conference because I think everybody's kind of hooked. We're kind of hooked, and we love that the network of HCAC.TV.
Our last of 7 Heartland game of the week next week with Franklin traveling to Hanover in the bell game. The Panthers currently in control of that bell.
And how about all the viewers we had watching yesterday football and back and forth football, volleyball, and volleyball all day today.
The championship game taking place right now. Out of the timeout, Quakers do pick up a point. And now trail by 5. This one goes to Molihill. Klosterman can't quite answer this time. Bad pass up at the net. Quakers do get it over. And we get a whistle from the referees.
Net violation on Ward.
So that's 2 straight points after the media timeout for Earlham. Klosterman tipped up front. Nice rejection by Transy. They get another block this time, but the Pioneers can't keep it up. It hits the court. 3-0 run for Earlham. Now 15-12 in the 4th set. They go to Shepard, and it's off the front line. She picks up another kill. She's been quiet for most of this 4th set.
Coach Norton adjusted her front row, and Transy recognized it and just went right to him.
This serve from Holcomb, and it eats up the back row of Earlham. Shamo unable to keep it up. Holcomb, just a freshman, picking up that ace. Young. Ward keeping it in. Middle of the floor with Mulhaville, and it's off of Ward. Mulhaville has started to be a factor. And whenever you get her or Kirk, who has just checked in for Earlham, in that front row, they've had a lot of success right there in the half-court circle. Back to Shepard, a block, and it pushes it back. Nobody home for Transy.
Pretty nice shot, pretty good wall. No one's home in the back.
Kirk, who had just checked in, a part of that tandem to reject it back the other way. Klosterman with the help of the net. Nice recognition by Jackson. Carrington Jackson, a junior from Louisville. Six kills for Jackson. 18-14 our score. Now it's a 5-point lead, and it's Jackson again, this time defensively with the block.
Running out of time and space here. if you're Transy, you got to play within yourself, and Earlham just has to go get it.
Not what you want, though, if you're Transy.
Yeah, I don't want an unforced turnover, do you?
Bad serve by Klosterman. Still a 4-point advantage for the Pioneers. Young on the serve.
Oh, nice.
Klosterman gets another chance. This time too strong.
Tell you, on this side of the court, it seems like it just gets right to the line and just dies.
Long way to go for Ward, but she's able to put it in a spot where Shepard can just tip it over and find some dead space. Katie Shepard has 17 kills. She'll head to the bench now with her team just 5 points away. Back to Kirk. And Kirk and Wagner run into each other, and it proved to be costly. Miscommunication forces the timeout called by Earlham. They trail by 5. Just 4 points left to pick up for Transy. If you like what you see in this broadcast, let us know. We'd like to have more small businesses or large corporations be a part of what we're doing here for IndianaSRN. Contact our team at info@indianasrn.org. Our sales team will be happy to share with you how affordable it is to air your message on these webcasts. Also want to remind you this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the HCAC is prohibited.
Basketball season's coming among us in the Heartland Conference. Cannot wait. I tell you what, the fall sports have been a lot of fun. Following the volleyball, soccer, cross country. Congratulations to Earlham College for winning the conference in cross country. First time in 25 years. Pretty impressive.
That is impressive.
Some of those kids are not even 25 years old. They're running those events.
Now out of the timeout called by Coach Horton of Earlham. Transy getting closer to going 3 seasons in a row with a conference championship. Kirk they don't go to her, they go over her. Earlham again, another chance. Transy's defense holding strong, and it gives a chance for Klosterman to pick up another kill. 3 points left to pick up for the Pioneers. Winners in 2019 and in the spring season of 2021. No tournament a year ago in 2020. But it has been 2 consecutive seasons that the Pioneers have had the crown in the Heartland. That ball rides the top of the net. What a point picked up there by Sarah Dickman.
That's dancing on the line right there. Look how long this thing goes. That's crazy.
Picking up the possession. Now the serve from Tajima. Miller with the shot. Jackson is there. Tajima up for Mora. Deflected. Mora now in the middle of the court. And a bad pass by Klosterman into the bleachers. 2-point run here for Earlham. They still trail by 4.
Where do you go with this ball?
Tajima. An effective serve. And a couple of passes that don't go the way of Transy. Quakers aren't done yet. Three-point lead still for Transy. Jackson with a tip over, and a slight collision between Earlham players, and it's off of them. Jackson to the bench. And a serve upcoming from Beltsos. Kirk, bad shot, it hit the net. And still Transy picks up the point. The Pioneer sideline wanted too many hits. And Coach Barmore says we need just one more.
Championship point.
Kirk. Ward sets it up off of Earlham. It hits the court, and Transylvania has made it a three-peat. Champions yet again of the HCAC as they win the fourth set 25-19. They take the championship 3-1, and they clinch another berth, their second straight trip to the NCAA tournament. What a year for the Pioneers of Transylvania University. That's their 10th conference win this year, and perhaps the biggest of the season too. Their fourth straight appearance in the HCAC championship game. Again, they've won the last two, now make it 3. And what a way to rebound from your loss earlier in the season against this very same Earlham team. It was a 3-0 sweep in favor of the Quakers just a month ago. And Transylvania rebounds, and they take the championship game 3-1 over the Quakers. And now upcoming, a trophy presentation for members of the Pioneers volleyball team. Commissioner Jay Jones currently out on the court. And we will await an announcement and a celebration for the side of the Pioneers. The ladies in black come into Richmond and tap the Quakers 3-1. Some huge performances in this one for the Pioneers. And Katie Shepard, just a freshman, had 18 kills to lead everybody. Also saw some kills from Suzanne Klosterman, a huge factor in this one. Those two putting together a great game in this championship. Down onto the court, there's the coach, Keith Myers, with the winning coach.
Conference champion sounds pretty good, huh?
Yes, it does.
Tell us a little bit about that first set. Looks like that was a main one, and then it just keeps on snowing. And then the serve and the play that you guys, the floor doesn't need to be clean now. You got everybody dirty.
We did. We dug well tonight, and our serving was a little off, but we made up with it with our digging, for sure.
Congratulations on a conference championship. I'm sure you have a lot more, 3 in a row, I do believe, correct?
That is true.
Congratulations, Coach. Job well done. Back up to you guys. Here's come to the awards.
Thanks so much, Keith, and congratulations to the head coach, Amy Barmore, in her 7th year. 3 years in a row that they have captured the championship of the HCAC. There's, in the middle of the court, the Commissioner, Jay Jones, awaiting a presentation of trophies for the entire conference. And Coach Jay Jones in giving some congratulations on the other side to Coach Lauren Horton of Earlham. They were the #1 seed coming into this one. The Quakers 20-5 on the year, had just one loss in conference play. That came against Hanover in a 5-set duel. An 8-game win streak for the Quakers comes to an end. They were 7-1 on their home court. Just 7-2 now is that mark, and they'll fall to 20-6 on the year. 8-2 in conference play. And so now we are able to begin a presentation and a short ceremony with the Commissioner, Jay Jones, out on the court. Going to present a game ball to the side of Earlham. And we have right now introducing the all-tournament team of the HCAC, which is members of every school represented on this tournament team. And one of them is Earlham's number 3, Aaron Wagner, the junior. There you see her with the commissioner. Also Olivia Kirk of Earlham College.
From Transylvania, Jackson Carrington. I have one more name, and then I'm going to need some more information on the back page. No one? I'll make it up if you want. And this year's HCAC Tournament MVP from Transylvania, Grace Ward.
I got Grace. Here we go. Grace, congratulations. As the outstanding player of the tournament, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Talk a little bit about the team this year. The ups and downs, but it's nice to win a championship.
Yeah, during conference, we definitely fought, but we didn't get the results that we wanted for sure. But I think we rallied together at the end when it mattered, and we really worked together as a team. I mean, we couldn't have done it without all the pieces. We had a few upsets. We had some people not able to make it today, but we worked with what we got, and we definitely were successful, and it was awesome.
You're out of breath. Are you out of breath because you ran from there to here, or are you out of breath because you played really some hard games?
We have played some really tough games. We've had some great competition. I mean, this conference has definitely upped its game since last year, and it's tough, but it's so fun. It's so fun. The competition's awesome.
Say hi to Grandma. Grandma's right there.
Hi, Grandma. Hi, Mama.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Back up to you guys.
Thank you so much, Keith. He was with the tournament's most valuable player, that being Grace Ward. As you see there now with Jay Jones, the commissioner. What a game for Grace. For Transylvania, just a sophomore from Edgewood, Kentucky, a setter. A couple of blocks, a couple of kills, and even an ace in this game. And now 2 players for Transylvania, that being Carrington Jackson and Sylvie Miller, get the banner. They get the trophy. They're tournament champions of the Heartland Conference. The 2 other players that were members of the tournament team were Carrington Jackson, as well as Suzanne Klosterman, along with Grace Ward. Those 3 members of the tournament team, and for Earlham, they had one representative in Aaron Wagner. There's a good look at the Transylvania team right there. And now, back out on the court, the coach has the commissioner.
We can't say goodbye without talking to the commissioner. What a tournament. What a bracket.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, one thing that stood out to me as the match got deeper in, Earlham came out with a lot of excitement, a lot of energy. They fed off the crowd. Transy's been here so many years, and I think at the end of the day, you got 2 really evenly matched, great volleyball squads there. But that experience mattered, and I think we saw that come through.
Talk about the host. Outstanding job by Earlham. You got to be tired. You traveled a lot of miles today, and Monday we got our meeting, so it's going to be a very short nap for you today.
Yeah, I am pretty tired, but this is the fun part of the job. Handing trophies is the part that's amazing. You love to see the energy in a building like this. The host just did a fantastic job. Earlham's not hosted in my time in the HCAC, and I was just so pleased with what they were able to do. And I had a blast, and yes, I'm tired, but ultimately this is why we do this. This is for the students, and they had a great time. So
we want to thank you very much. We're going to do this again next year. Cannot wait till football season, the end of football season next week. Are you going to the Bell game?
No, I will not be at the Bell game because we got 2 great football games next week. We got the traditional Bell game, which is always just fantastic, and then we've got Rose and Mount St. Joseph, and the winner of that will earn the trophy as champions of the league this year. So I'll go over there and hand out another trophy. But usually, we don't have a final football game of the year that comes down to it, so we'll see how that goes.
I guarantee you he'll be watching it on his cell phone. I guarantee you. Back up to you guys. You can close it up. Thank you so much. Good job, guys.
Thank you so much, Keith. And we'll wrap things up here from Earlham College in Richmond, Indiana. There's the winning team right there, the Pioneers of Transylvania. 3-1 they take it. It's a three-peat for the Transylvania Pioneers and head coach Amy Barmore as they defeat the Earlham College Quakers 3-1. For our entire team here, James, our cameraman, an excellent job. Our producer, Jerry Collins, and my broadcast partner, Keith Myers. I'm Jarrett Lewis saying so long for now. Next Saturday, the Heartland Game of the Week from Hanover with Franklin and the Hanover Panthers. So long, everybody.